This is the Russian Dynamite, Masha Slamovich.
Becca here.
This is not America's Sweetheart, Davian.
It's Billy Starks. And
the super fly guy, Trayvon Jordan.
This is the fly side flyer, Jalen Brandon.
Hardcore Princess, Jules Malone.
Hi there, this is the Bubblegum Princess, Alexia Nicole.
This is the Brazilian Wonder Woman, Christy Jane. This is the baddest black belt, Janai Kai.
This is Kid Bandit.
The smash hit Joel Bateman.
This is Robin Renegade.
Cody Hawk.
Brutal Bob Evans. And you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment, one of my favorite podcasts in the whole wide world.
This is the A-list player, Riqui Roqua, and you're listening to Wrestling with Entertainment.
Hello, and welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today, the trusted choice for interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday on YouTube and Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I'm, of course, your host, James J., and it's a great day for wrestling, because we are wrestling with the A-list player, Riqui Roqua.
Thank you for having me on the podcast, man. No, I'm really excited. I have a show tomorrow, May 2nd, and I have a show on May 23rd. Tomorrow is Grapplers Anonymous. Grapple Pro. Grapplers Anonymous is our school. Mm-hmm. And Erie All-Stars is May 23rd.
Perfect. And where can we find you on social media and your merchandise?
As of right now, I currently don't have any merchandise coming up, but we do have something coming soon. Okay. But on social media, we have Riqui Roqua, simply that, and it's RIQUI ROQUA.
Perfect. And you don't have to go looking for it. All of the links to his social media will be in the description of the video below, both on YouTube and Castbox. Alright, let's get into it. You work for Grapple Pro. Can you tell us about your relationship with the company?
Honestly, it's one of the best. I worked my way up since the time I was 18. I started training in 2022, fresh out of high school. I was actually still in high school when I took my tryout. I have a match coming up with a gentleman named Mykiek Grit. We were tag team partners. We won the Express tag team titles a while ago. Express was a company that unfortunately shut down for unfortunate circumstances. Mm-hmm. But Grapple Pro is my home. It's where I built myself, and I'm working my way up, and it has a lot of good names like that came out of it, like Kevin Blackwood, Hayden Backlund, Anthony Musso, Isaiah Prince, Young Jay Lee. Trying to think. Danny. Yeah, no. Danny Garcia came out of our training school at Grapplers Anonymous. Honestly, he was somebody that I fortunately got to work with a little bit in the training when I was coming up. He was a super genuine, cool dude. And then we have like up and coming guys right now, like Shaq X. We have another gentleman, DH, the designated hitter. He's yet to make his debut at Grapple Pro, but he's gonna be making it soon. He's currently, in training at House of Glory right now. We have guys like Braxton Billingsley, Mykiek Grit. As much as we're feuding right now, but he's talented dude. We have Flux and Adam Carter. They third shift. Yep. A lot of great talent. I can go on and on, but I recommend that if you're checking out the indies, this Grapple Pro is gonna be one of the top. I firmly believe that.
I mean, like all the names you said, obviously Grapple Pro is a very competitive, environment. Well, what's your mindset being in such a competitive environment with a lot of guys that, obviously can go very well?
Honestly, like it motivates me to do better. It motivates me to be at my top performance constantly. Um, I feel like when you're in a competitive environment, it only pushes yourself to do better. And I'm grateful to be in around some of the best. Because like I think without that, I wouldn't be where I am currently. And I'm only in the beginning stages, and I'm only gonna get better. And being around some of the best is gonna elevate me and push me a little bit further.
No, absolutely. And one name you got to go in the ring with is a one Colin Delaney, former WWE alumni. What was that experience like?
Yeah, no, it was, I love telling this story because it just shows who Colin Delaney as a person is. He's honestly somebody who like, I would go up to him anytime I would have my matches at Ground Zero. Ground Zero also really good place. You guys should go check them out. It's you learn a lot there. The coaches are good there. The school is good. But I would always go up to Colin anytime he was there after matches, ask him for insight, anything, and he would always give me such good wisdom. But that match, day of, wasn't supposed to happen. I had showed up to the tapings, and there was really nobody for me to work with, and they were trying to put it together, and they were like, and Colin goes, "Oh, let me see if I have my stuff in my car. I'll just work with him." And I was kind of shocked a little bit, like, and even putting the match together and just listening to him, it was just a very good and like a very very good experience. Like learning wise, um, being in the moment. You know, it's honestly like I get a loss of words because like I really don't know how to explain it other than it was a very good learning experience.
What does that kind of mean to you for Colin just to kind of take it upon himself and say, yeah, I'll wrestle this guy?
It meant a lot, honestly. Like it just, if anything, I want to be able to pass that down eventually and like be like, hey, let me give a young guy an opportunity when I'm in that position and in that point to be able to pass that down. I would love to give somebody younger than me and with less experience and bring them up a little bit. Like that was a moment that brought me up. It gave me something to to plateau me, to give me a little bit of boost.
Right. Well, I'm assuming one of those people is not Mykiek Grit, your former tag team partner, current rival, no?
you as much as me and Grit, have butted heads and, you know, he's someone that at the same time, I've worked with him a lot. When I first stepped into Grapplers Anonymous and I went to the first show, Grapple Pro show at the time, Daddy Yeah, um, I walked up to him and I was like, hey man, I really like your stuff, da da da, like I want to be able to work with you eventually. He came to training later that week. He worked with me. He was one of my first practice matches. I got to give him a lot of credit and say that he, as a human and as a person and to work with him he helped me a lot. He is like a brother to me in real life, and in the ring, we butt heads. Once we go past that curtain, we're giving it to each other. We're laying it in, but you know, I just have to give him a lot of credit because he has had my back more times than I can say.
Well, I believe, I don't, I'm not sure who said it, but this match with Mikey is 5 years in the making, no?
uh, Mykiek Grit. I know his name is like a little bit.
Mykiel. My
Yeah.
apologies.
Yeah. Some people say it wrong. But it's 3 years in the making. 3 4 years. I started it, honestly, from our first practice match. I knew that we were eventually gonna have that one on one. We've had one on ones at tapings, but this um this match coming up is just so much more personal, just because of the fact that I gotta admit, I did shed the skin and I did turn on him in January. But that's because sometimes you got to evolve and you got to change with time. And, I beat him last show, and going into this next show, it's going to be the same result. Sometimes you got to leave what's in the past. And, 4 years in the making, now I'm going to be the top guy. Now I want to be the star. It's my time. His time has unfortunately passed,
I gotcha. Well, there was, in your group, Certified Degenerates, there was a third member, Aiden Hallmark. What is your current standing with him?
Aiden Hallmark was initially in the group. What happened is that he had some some things at the time to handle on his own, and we ended up filling his spot with a gentleman by the name of the designated hitter, and Oren Walker. I'm so used to calling him DH, but his name's Oren Walker. Talented young dude. He currently wrestles at a promotion called Seek Wrestling.
Okay.
He wrestles for I believe it's House of Glory's Developmental. I forget the promotion's name. I'm not that good with remembering promotions, but he's doing such a good job. We filled him in because he was very humble, very talented, and he knew how to get the job done. We ended up beating the Backseat Boys for our first tag titles. He was there, and every time he was with us, we got the job done. But Oren Walker was the one who took Aiden Hallmark's spot, because Aiden Hallmark, me and him had feuds in the past. I gotta say, he is a talented dude, but he's one of my rivals. And I called him up one night and I was like, hey, I need a favor, and he answered the call, and but he had things to get done, and he couldn't make the cut, so we had to fill it up. But me and Aiden Hallmark are currently, we're not on the best of seeing eye to eye, but we're cool. We see each other and we shake hands.
Just need a reason to punch each other.
Oh yeah.
So it would be safe to say that you are standing on your own right now. No backup, no tag team partner, no click.
As of right now, no, because I feel like, if you want to boost to the next level, you got to be able to stand on your own 2 feet. I was recently watching Triple H talk about when he disbanded from DX, and you got to be able to fill your own shoes. Sometimes you got to be like, hey guys, I got to go on my own, or you got to forcefully depart and kind of create your own path. If you want to be a top guy, if you want to be somebody who's going to be remembered, you got to be able to do that. You got to be able to pave your own way. So yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of that, you mentioned it a couple of times, the Express Tag Team Championships. I believe that was your first title as well. What did that mean
Yes,
to you to
yes.
capture those titles?
Like I was, it meant a lot to me, just because, like, I don't want to shed too much light on Express because they don't have the best history,
Right.
but the people behind the scenes, Bad Boy Brian Anthony, he is somebody who, like, saw a lot of potential in me. He gave me a lot, and he was the one who made the call and was like, hey, you guys are winning the tag titles, and you guys are beating the Backseat Boys. Also, Backseat Boys, tremendous tag team, great people. Um, Johnny Cashmere, really good guy. Um, they helped us out a lot, learning how to tag better as well. Um, But yeah, no, like that was a moment because like it felt accomplishing putting in all the hard work just to get something in return, and that's what this business is about, is that you're going to work hard and you're going to put a lot in, and sometimes you're not going to get that reward, and there's times where you're going to get that reward, and it's very satisfying, like. So it was definitely a moment, and I gotta say thank you to Bad Boy Brian Anthony, and he's somebody I still talk to and helps me out, and he is very like he's very mentorship, like he's very good with giving me ideas, just all around great dude.
I gotcha. Was that a moment you took in the moment, or was it something that kind of set in afterwards? Like, wow, I did this.
It was a mixture of both. Like I remember that night very vividly. Um, I remember I was on the stage and like I remember the match going. I remember the 1, 2, 3 happening, and then like I kind of froze for a second, and one of the backseat boys goes, "You gotta run out the ring," and like I was like kind of, because I was so like in the moment, and get out the ring. They hand us the titles. I'm on the stage. I'm just kind of like, and like I hugged the Mykiek Grit, and then I hugged Orin Walker, and you know um I got to the back and I'm sitting there and I'm just like in shock, and they're taking pictures, shoving cameras in their faces and stuff, and I was just kind of like, I go upstairs to the locker room and I'm like, wow, this is like, it really happened, like it was definitely a moment, but it's only one of the moments that's gonna happen in my career, and like I'm very confident that I'm gonna be able to create more.
You're looking for your first ever singles championship now.
Yes, that's my next step right now. That's one of my goals, hopefully in 2026 that I'll be able to put some gold around my waist. Um, that's definitely, but I want to do it um for the right place. I'm very particular on whose gold I hold, not when I'm able to hold gold or I need gold. I want to be able to hold it for a prestigious place or make a title prestigious. Like I want to be able to, like, I love the Intercontinental title, and to be able to like make a title feel like that, or um be able to hold a title like that. And it's not always the championship makes the guy makes the championship.
Right. So you said that you don't want to hold it for, just any promotion. So what promotion are you looking for, to capture some gold?
As of right now, like my eyes are really set on the Grapple Pro champion, and that's Braxton Billingsley. And I have my feud with Mykiek Grit right now, but that's eventually where I'm gonna get. Um, I have my eyes set on that. It's like he has. I told him, I've told him in person. I'm like, you got a target on your back, and I'm gonna be the one to take the shot. And I'm trying to think of what other places, because like I really have, I do have my eyes set on the Erie All Stars light heavyweight champion. That's another one. Uh, Trying to think.
But
Yeah, that's that. I think that's about it for right now. Um, I love gold, and maybe I'm gonna look around a little bit more and see which one I'm gonna snatch up.
well, maybe there's some gold in this next promotion that you competed for. You actually got to wrestle for Barrie Wrestling up in Ontario.
Oh
Um,
yeah, Barry's another one. That's definitely their mid card title is something that I'm looking for, because I know a couple of the Buffalo guys have held it. Young Jay Lee, so he's one that I know definitely held it. I forget I forget the name of the title. I believe it's the um Yeah, no, I can't remember. But it does look nice, and it will look great around my waist.
Well, speaking of Barrie Wrestling, what was it like competing for them? Obviously, different country, definitely a roster of that's not lacking talent. So what was it like wrestling for them?
Honestly, it was really nice. You know, the locker room's cool. Uh, the guy working with a lot of the talent there was really nice. You know, like the Matt Grant was cool to work with. Trying to think. Grizz was good, was cool to work with. You know, my tag partner Braxton at the time. You know, we did team. You know, you know, I gotta give credit to Anthony Musso. He's someone who got us in there, and you know, he gave us a chance, and you know, we we got to get our foot in there and kill it. You know, trying to think who else. Oh, Koyu Cole. He's someone that I had a singles match with. Phenomenal. This one of the best people I've ever shared a ring with. Um, from his striking to the way he moves, selling, like everything, he's someone you guys should keep an eye out for. Um, most definitely.
And I believe the championship you're looking at in Barrie Wrestling is the Three Pistols Championship.
Yes, yes, yes. That's you know that's something that I definitely have my eyes on. It's very, very, very prestigious in itself. I believe you know, especially with the people who have held it.
Oh, definitely. Just out of curiosity, how was the ride up to Canada? Considering, Border Patrol and whatnot.
Oh, I liked it. You know, I always enjoy going to Canada. Uh, there was, I gotta tell a funny story. When I was in the tag team with Mykiek Grit, we worked for a place called Northland Wrestling. I think it was called. Um, yeah, I think it's Northland Wrestling, and we made it past the border, and of course, the Certified Degenerates, we held our name. We lived up to our name because we get stopped by Canadian police, and we had to text the promoter, and the group chat goes crazy, funny. They're like, okay, that now we know why they're called the Certified Degenerates. It was just because I think it was I forgot what it was we got stopped for. It wasn't nothing bad. Uh, but yeah, it was just funny because we get literally on our making our debut, and we live up to our name.
Yeah. Certified Degenerates.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, speaking of Ricky, before there was Ricky, there was Jay Roca, no?
Yes. Um, there was a reason why I had changed my name. I felt like I just kind of felt like there was a lot of J's around, and like I was like I want to switch it to something where it's like it rolls off the tongue a little bit better, and I was talking to my friend. Actually, Mykiek Grit was the one who helped me come up with the name. I was like, I forgot what the names I chose, but we ended up landing on Riqui Roqua. I kept my last name, and I was like, I want to spell it different though, because like there's Ricky Starks, there's all these Rickies too, and he was like, well, spell it like Riqui or something a little bit cooler, and I was like, oh, that's smart, and that's where it ended up.
Right. Now, we've talked about, your friends, your rivals, people you like, people you don't like. There's this one interesting individual that seems to have a problem with most. Um, could you tell us about your relationship with referee Karen?
Oh my God, referee Karen. Yeah, she's honestly a really, really great ref. She's really good at her job. She's someone I'm really proud of because we came in around the same time. And she's really grown into her own. And as much as she Karens a lot, she's someone that I consider family. I what she's accomplished in the amount of time that she's been in the business is something that like she should always be proud of, and like she's someone that I will always like. I would always like look out for, and she's someone that is just so amazing at her job. She'll if even if you don't look like you're out of it, she'll just make sure and she'll throw that hand in there. She's such a good ref, such a good ref. That's the best way I could put it. And amazing human being, amazing human being.
But I mean, you're saying amazing ref, but I mean, you've had.
Hey, she might get on your nerves, but trust me, she'll do her job.
Okay, there you go.
She'll get on your nerves, but she'll do her job. I gotta give her that. She might be a little, Karenish, but she'll do her job.
Now, obviously, Grit, you're having your issues with him right now. You're also in a rivalry with Saint, no?
No, not anymore. I that finished back in, I believe, February. I moved on to better. It's I wouldn't really want to shed light on him too much.
Don't want to shed light on Saint.
Yeah. So,
Fair enough.
there's better to talk about.
And I think that would be a great segue into Ricky's
Oh yeah.
bizarre adventure. You're a pro wrestler that goes up and down the roads, and weird, crazy, and bizarre things are bound to happen. Can you tell us a road story that fits that description?
Hmm. Trying to think. Hmm. Well, so I am a type 1 diabetic, and I remember one time I was in the car with Mykiek Grit. Yeah, it was Grit. And I think it was a couple other guys. And the entire I peed at least 30 times, at least 20 to 30 times the entire ride home. And but we're like 5 minutes from my house, and Grit goes, "I'm not stopping the damn car. You're gonna pee when you get home. If you think I'm gonna stop this car again, you're out of your damn mind." Oh my god, man! I think that's one of the odder ones and funnier ones. Um, I really don't have any like I think crazy stories yet. Um, yeah, no, I really don't have any.
Fair enough.
Not yet.
I mean, you mentioned that you're a type 1 diabetic. How has that hindered your pro wrestling career? And in any way, has it actually helped your career?
Um, it has its moments where it does, cause like there's times where I had to wrestle with high blood sugar just because I didn't have time to put my insulin in or anything, which was mainly my fault because like I had terrible timing. But it's also helped it because it made me be more focused on my health and like how I eat, what I eat. So it's like um I'm able to keep up track and keep up with my physical health. And like guys like Kyle O'Reilly, like he was somebody like when I first got diagnosed, like I was just like maybe I don't know if I could wrestle, like I didn't know anybody in the business who wrestled with type 1, and then um Sean Kramars. He's one of our. He runs a media. He runs a media company. He does media for Grab Pro. Um, he's someone. He pointed it out to me. He's like, dude, you can still do this. Kyle O'Reilly does it, and like I would always watch Kyle O'Reilly stuff, and he's somebody who's like, kind of influential to me. Motivates me to keep going, even though I have a type 1.
I actually did not know Kyle O'Reilly was type 1 diabetic.
Yeah, and I believe I forget the tag team. That I think they're on Ring of Honor. Um, they're like they're kind of have like an '80s aesthetic.
Yeah,
Um,
I know who you're talking about.
yeah, one of them has type 1. I believe it's the I forget which one it is. But he has it as well.
I think I actually knew that that one.
Yeah, yeah. I think he posted something about it a while ago.
Yeah. All right. Now, speaking of media, you're a part of Vanacore Media?
Oh yes, yes. I am. No, it's honestly one of the best media companies. Um Geo is he wouldn't consider himself my boss, but I do. He is my boss. But he's one of the best humans, best people to work with. We're actually going to be doing a movie very soon. We're in the works of getting everything done. We're going to start filming in the next, I believe, month. Um, I'm very excited. I'm co-lead, so I'm one of the main actors.
Hmm.
Uh, I'm actually gonna have an action scene in it. Very excited. Just stay looking out. It's gonna be a very good movie. Um, if you want to book with Vanacore Media, feel free to reach out. I'm here. Gio and Ali as well. She's another young lady in a part of our company. Um, and Didi's another young man in our company as well. But yeah, Vanacore Media is the best. We're taking over the world.
Was that something you auditioned for, or was that something like your boss was like, Ricky, you're doing this, do it?
um, so I was aiming for it. It was he had mentioned it to me, and he was like, "Hey, I got this character I want to do in this movie, and I feel like it would really fit you." And I was like, "Okay, I'm very interested." And we had a lot of the main characters ended up switching from the initial people. Sorry, excuse me,
Mhm.
from the initial people, and but my character always stayed the same, and I was, it was cool. He wrote something kind of for me, and that was really dope.
Will this be your first acting role?
Yeah, yeah. I was in like two music videos before. But now this is kind of my first. I was in plays when I was younger, but that was it.
Okay,
But no, this is my first like acting. Being in a movie.
that sounds fantastic.
No, I'm very excited.
Because I was kind of having seen some of Vancore's media. You primarily do behind the scenes stuff. No?
Yeah, I'm mainly like either working the camera, um helping direct, mainly holding helping Geo hold stuff, kind of working with him on where the camera placement is. Um and yeah, now I get to be in front of the camera, and it's very, very cool. And like I even told him like I would love to, help behind the scenes for the movie, like any directing or stuff like that. And he was like, "No, I want you to mainly be an actor, because when you're an actor, I want you to, I want you to be in that role. I want you to stay focused, And he's somebody who's very, he's very particular and very like he wants everybody to feel like comfortable and happy and be themselves, and he's just a very good human being, and when he's doing his job.
I gotcha. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but you are a Dragon Ball Z fan, no?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I love Dragon Ball Z.
Tell us about your love of Dragon Ball Z.
It started when my dad was watching free the free Namek saga when Frieza was kind of like on Namek and everything, and
Yeah.
I got to watch. I was initially a big fan of Gohan. Like I loved Gohan. Um, and then I kind of became a Vegeta guy. Um, but yeah, no, like I kind of like always grew up watching Dragon Ball Z, and GT. I was a big fan of GT. As much as like people kind of like shit on GT, I love GT.
I love GT too.
Like I always thought that like the baby arc was like super underrated because it was such a unique arc. Like I thought the storytelling was there in itself, and they built everything off of that, and that was cool. And then the Shadow Dragons was a dope one too. So
No,
and then
absolutely.
Super Android 18. No, Super Android 17. I said 18.
Right.
But
No, the baby. I mean, GT in general is just underrated because people will say, "Oh, it's not canon. It's not canon." But I'm like, I watched that when I was a child. I didn't know what canon was.
yeah, and I feel like people really like focus on too much of the canon instead of just enjoying it and kind of like just watching the show. And this it's Toriyama's creations were like very like unique for its time because like you didn't really see stuff like that, and like the
Right.
storytelling, the way the power scaling, stuff like that. It was just like it was really cool.
No, absolutely. I mean, it literally defined a generation.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So, who is your favorite Dragon Ball character?
As of right now, honestly, it's Trunks. Like I was like when I first saw Trunks, like when we got into like the Android saga, that was like that was kind of like oh my moment of like who is this guy? He's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And like yeah, Trunks was definitely like I remember I went to school with like I like spray painted my black jacket all like I think it was blue or purple. No, it was blue, it was blue. I did I spray painted it blue. I tried to spray paint my hair purple. My dad caught me and he was like, What are you doing?" Luckily I didn't. I almost messed up my hair, so it was funny.
And what's your favorite saga?
Um honestly, I gotta say I really have to say oh dang. This is a hard one. I gotta say the Cell arc. So like because like honestly like I feel like it's so underrated just because like it was Gohan's awakening. It was like moment where like Android going into Cell like that was just like go they were building up Gohan to be the guy. And
Right.
like Goku was just like pushing for his son to be the best, but wasn't like. I feel like a lot of people like shit on Goku for being a bad dad, but like Goku was really a good dad because he just wanted his son to like be ready and be at the pinnacle of a pinnacle as a warrior. And yeah, no, like I really admire that because like it kind of like reminds me of the relationship between me and my dad because my dad always pushed me to do my best and he always wanted the best for me, and I always kind of like thought I was like, why is he being so hard on me? Does he not like me? Does he not love me? But like, it was always just like wanting your son to be and I feel like that's a lot of father-son relationship, is wanting your son to be at his best, form all around. So that's just something that means a lot to me as a storytelling.
I gotcha. All right. Uh, can you tell us about your tattoos and if there's any meaning behind them?
I just have one tattoo, and I recently got it. Um, Me and my girlfriend got matching tattoos. It's a rose with our names on them. I know that sounds crazy. Uh, it means a lot because it's just like, we have the name at the bottom with the rose growing out of it, and it just means like growing from love, growing from each other, growing off of each other, and helping each other grow in a loving way.
And are you looking to get more tattoos, or you're sticking with the one?
Oh no, I'm definitely getting more. The next tattoo I have planned is I'm getting one across my back. Like this is gonna sound like Markish, but Randy Orton was always like somebody who I looked up to, and his back tattoo going across the shoulder blades is like I don't want to get the exact same thing, but I do want to get something similar.
Okay, so a back tattoo next.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And then I was gonna go for the forearm as well.
Like full coverage or just here and there?
Here and there. I really wouldn't want to do full coverage yet. Um, just because it's not like something that I think would fit me aesthetically. I'm very like keeping my body kind of like clean and like making sure it's like little by little, and the tattoos mean something.
I got you. All right. Uh, I think it's time for the colossal question. Let's say they're making a movie about you. Every movie has a soundtrack. What would be the first three songs on your movie soundtrack?
Ooh, I think first one would be "I'm Still Standing" by Elton John. um, just because that was a song that always followed me around during my life, and it was just like like as much as like I got beaten down or like I got like bullied or whatever, like I always just would be like I'm still here, I'm still standing, I'm still fighting. Um, and then 1 second, June. And then Million Dollar Baby by Million Dollar Baby by Tommy Richmond. He's just somebody. I love his music, and he's my theme song, so I feel like that would be dope.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. I'm gonna go with a Spanish song. Mike Towers, out of Hora Cero, Hora Cero. Just cause like it's like now is my time. Like you got to take it or leave it.
I got you. All right. Well, definitely a solid three picks to say the least. Now that we have the soundtrack down, everybody knows you get the soundtrack first, then you write the script, and then you go to casting. Who plays you, and you can't say yourself because you are obligated to make a Stan Lee-esque cameo.
Sorry, my bad. Could you repeat that question one more time?
Yes, who would be playing you in this movie, and you can't say yourself because you'll be making a Stan Lee-esque cameo?
Hmm. Trying to think. Um, I would say I forget his name. But he was in this basketball movie. it was Coach. I think Coach Carter. He was in the Coach Carter movie. I forget his name. He was a Hispanic gentleman. Um, but it would be him. I forget his name. Um,
Hold on. Ricky Gonzalez?
yes. Oh, coincidentally, his name's Ricky. I love it.
Perfect.
Yeah, but Ricky Gonzalez, like I feel like we have similar features. I'd be like, definitely would be, somebody who'd definitely be able to play me. His emotion and everything would be perfect.
Now that we have you casted, every movie has a supporting cast. Who would be 3 people significant to you and your story that would be in your movie, and who would play them?
Um, my grandmother, and I feel like I'm trying to think who she would play. Who would play her? I said who she would play. I'm trying to think. I have no idea for that one. But my grandmother would definitely be in the movie. I just don't know who would play her. And then my dad, and I feel like he would be played by Pedro Pascal. That
Okay.
would be perfect. Um, and then hmm, I would have to go. I would have to go as much as we might be feuding right now. I would have to go with Mykiek Grit. Um,
I mean, every
and
movie needs a villain.
oh yeah, but I'm trying to think who would play him. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I can't think of this one. I'm terrible with actors, like remembering actors. Uh,
We
hmm.
can leave it up to casting if you'd like.
Yeah, we can leave it up to casting. There we go.
Well, it's sounding like a great movie, a blockbuster to say the least, and you
Oh
could
yeah.
pre-order the tickets now.
Oh yeah.
Now onto a controversial subject: pineapple on pizza. What's your stats?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's a no go for me. I've always thought that was gross.
So, definitely anti-pineapple on pizza.
Oh yeah, there should only be meat lovers because I can't do pineapple. That'd
Okay?
be terrible.
Only meat.
Oh yeah.
What's your spirit Pokemon?
um, I can say Pikachu. I can say Pikachu. I always rap to Pikachu. I really don't know any others as well. Unfortunately.
Fair enough. We like the OGs.
Oh yeah.
Now we love the late great Tracy Smothers on the show. Do you know the acronym for Thug? THUG.
I do not.
T is for terrible, H is for
Okay.
hell, U is for ugly, and G is for jail, 'cause a thug can't spell.
Oh. Oh my God, I love that.
Yes, we love the late great Tracy Smothers on the show, trying to keep the memory alive. Now, weirdest question you'll be asked on a wrestling interview, hopefully. Would you ever consider wrestling a Rock? Not Dwayne Johnson, not the country, an actual physical Rock?
Yeah. Yeah, if you can't have a match with The Rock, you can't have a match with anybody. So, tell Rock or The Rock, either one, that they can meet me in the ring.
Perfect. Just for context, there's a wrestler named Psycho Mike that indeed wrestled a Rock for over 15 minutes in a Tungsten Man match. That's an Iron Man match that lasts for 2 weeks.
Oh my god. Jeez.
Yes.
That's crazy.
On a more serious note, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Hopefully signed. So a couple places that I would love to be signed to would be either TNA, WWE, or even AEW. Those are anywhere who's willing to give me the right contract. And it's not only about the money; it's also about what is also provided. I want to be on top. As much I know people when they get signed, they're worried about the financial side, but I want to be on top. I want to be one of the most presented guys. I want to have gold around my waist. I want to be, not even gold. I want to be on the top story. I want to be the guy who's most talked about. So yeah, that's where I see myself in 5 years.
And what is a match people should go out of their way to see that best shows off you as a pro wrestler?
I'm gonna give you one as a face and one as a heel. Um, Rise is a really good wrestler. Character wise, really good character. Um, I had a match with him back in October. Um, you can go check that out on YouTube. I believe I'll put the link in my bio so it can be checked out. But that match was one of my proudest matches as a face. We killed it. And then let me think. I know the match is gonna be out there after this drops. So me versus Mykiek Grit, you know, this upcoming match, we're gonna go all out, and it's gonna be very, very, very intense. So I think it should be watched by anybody who wants to see some of the best pro wrestling.
And should we be able to find that?
It will be on YouTube, and I'll be posting it on my YouTube. Link in my bio.
Perfect. And the link to your YouTube will be in the description of the video below, so everybody will be able to access it.
Perfect. Thank you.
And I will grab the other match on YouTube if it is indeed on there, and put a link to it for anybody that hasn't seen it, wants to see it, wants to re-see it after this interview. And since we are nearing the conclusion of this interview, we are wrestling with the 8
Riqui
questions.
Roqua.
No, not yet. We've been wrestling with Riqui. We are wrestling with the 8 questions of doom.
Dun, dun, dun.
This is our speed round, our bonus round, the round where we see who you really are. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Excluding yourself, greatest wrestler of all time.
Eddie Guerrero.
Worst wrestler.
Disco Inferno.
I will accept that answer. You're main eventing WrestleMania for the World Championship. Who is your opponent? Oh. Can you hear me? Yes. You're main eventing WrestleMania.
I think the mic got.
Oh. Okay, you're main eventing WrestleMania for the World Championship. Who is your opponent?
Mykiek Grit. As much as we might butt heads, I might have to, put the title on.
If you could come out to anyone's entrance music, past or present, who would it be?
I'm gonna have to go with the rated R superstar Edge.
Metal Angus?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Finish the sentence. Kayfabe is...
Dead. Dead and buried.
We would have also accepted tastes great on toast.
Oh, kayfabe is? Did you say it?
We would have also accepted taste great on toast.
Okay, okay. That works too. Sometimes you gotta be honest.
Squash, vegetable or fruit?
Vegetable.
It is indeed a fruit. It has seeds.
Oh, wow.
It has
Okay.
seeds. Tomato logic. New Japan wrestler Taichi, his ring gear gets smaller every year, revealing more of himself to the world. My question, what is the appropriate trunks to butt cheek ratio for ring gear?
Oh, I mean, I feel like it depends on the person, like, because we did have Rikishi, so, like, I feel like at this point, it's just kind of like, and Nick Comedian, you know, so, like, whatever rocks with them, whatever rocks,
So to each their own.
Yeah, to each their own,
And the last question, the main event, the thing everybody wants to know. Have you ever had a conversation with a stranger in a supermarket about Darby Allin?
Surprisingly, no. Yeah, no, that's I love Darby Allin though. Congrats to him winning the world heavyweight. The world AEW championship. Big accomplishment. But I don't think I've talked about him in a supermarket with a stranger.
And that is the correct answer. And that will conclude this interview. Thank you so much for coming on and doing this with me.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. Once again, where can we find all things you on social media?
Just look me up, RIQUI, on all platforms. Riqui Roqua, the A-list player, baby. If you're coming out to see me, you buy a ticket, you get my time, and you see the best in the ring.
And we can find merchandise coming up. I'm assuming that will be on your social medias now.
Yes, it will be on my Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook.
Perfect. And you don't have to type it into your Google machines. All of the links to all his social media will be in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox, simply click the link. A new tab will appear on whatever device you are on. You have no excuse. Give him a damn follow.
You heard the man. Wrestling with entertainment, and you just experienced Riqui Roqua.
That you did. And of course, thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, both on YouTube and Castbox. This was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Join us next Tuesday and Wednesday for new incredible interviews, and follow the show at Wrestling with E, both on Xthread and Instagram, for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesJ993. Right, when I say wrestling wit, you say entertainment, okay?
Yes, sir.
For our special guest, Riqui Roqua, Coleco Yacht, Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling Wit
Entertainment.
Hey, folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show. Support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.